We're going to continue with our exploration of why HRT might not be working for you. So today's one is a little bit controversial, and we're going to talk about dosage. Now, full disclaimer, I am not a doctor. Please do not change your dosage on the back of this video. That can only be done under medical supervision. I am purely educating and giving you lines of inquiry to have conversations with your GP. Saying that, a lot of GPs don't know about dosage, so we can end up in kind of quite a tricky place. So why I'm interested in dosage when it comes to HRT? Well, first of all, a lot of women are looking for HRT in the early perimenopause place. And this is where we've got our estrogen, we've got our progesterone, and our progesterone has dropped off, but estrogen's tracking along quite happily. And we often don't need estrogen until quite a lot further down the line. But the current NIC guidelines will state that a woman has to be given progesterone and estrogen at the same time. Now, there are rumblings about potential progesterone only HRT coming in the future, but we're not there yet. And we're not talking about the mini pill. That is not HRT. It's a synthetic toxic compound. So that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about things like the Utrogestin, the Geprentic, those offerings. So it might be that you're taking estrogen at a time that you don't need the estrogen. And so in that instance, I would never guess, and I would absolutely be saying, do a Dutch test, push for, you can get a blood check test that you can actually buy online and do yourself and see where your estrogen is and where your progesterone is, and go back to your doctor and have a conversation. But the other thing about dosage is, particularly in people who have had sort of severe amounts of trauma or big conditions like ME, MS, fibromyalgia, autoimmune conditions, it might be that actually you need more progesterone. And so sometimes being even on the one a day might not be enough. There can just be a requirement to look at more dosage of progesterone, and that's really not something that is sanctioned by the NHS. There is a lot of research into it, and so I would start looking. There are places like the Centre for Menstruation and Ovulation Research, which is CEMCOR, CEMCOR. They're great at publishing the research. And I'm a big fan of educating ourselves to find out which route we want to take. So I would just say that if you're struggling, start to Google around dosages and then go and have the conversation with your GP.